Hello everyone. Today I'm going to introduce you to Dr. Sangita Bhatia, who is currently Medical Officer at National Homeopathic Medical College, Lucknow, India. She has strong experience in academics, besides specializing in treating anxiety, mental disorders, and many routine illnesses such as gastritis, heartburn that make patients irritable and unable to perform daily work efficiently. Dr. Bhatia has treated thousands of patients successfully in the last 20 years with faith in spirituality and homeopathic drugs for anxiety, mental disorder, skin, hair loss, gynecological problems, gastritis, writer's cramp, allergy, eczema, and sinus, to name a few. She has good experience in treating patients having psychological and mental disorders and anxiety through counseling and homeopathic drugs. She has published several research papers and continues to publish journal The Quest. Dr. Bhatia is currently focusing in on nanotechnology approach in homeopathic medicines. That is, the pills retain their potency even when diluted to nanometer and hence treat human body at molecular level. When asked what is homeopathy and how it treats human body, Dr. Bhatia responded, psychology is the scientific study of human behavior. She said, it can treat, it deals with human behavior, and it treats the patient, not the disease. I found this alarming and very convincing, that it treats the patient, the root cause of disease, not the disease alone. When asked how homeopathy acts, she explained, we are aware of the fact that whole world is governed by a supreme power. Likewise, our body is also governed by inherent power, and we call that as a vital force. She says, I have personally known many people who have been traumatized, but they have come out of this. How? Only because of the supreme power. She says, spiritual power directly touches the brain, and similarly, deranged vital force is also present in the mind. That is why mental symptoms are important. These mental symptoms help define the personality of a patient and make him unique among others even with the same illness. She says, the medicine which can cure the disease can also produce disease when given in crude form. That is why we change the medicine from crude to potentized form to make it curative. What is the ultimate goal? To cure the patient, not just give relief. As for Dr. Bhatia, when asked, how would you define how it treats the body? She continues, If we talk about the nature, we simply say it's the whole existence, system of existence, force, and events of the physical world, and that are not controlled by human beings. So she explains, it's the branch of medical system and has a law of prescribing. This law is based on nature's law of cure. She says, likes are treated by likes. Similarly, if you look at the law of homeopathy, curenter, there's only one letter difference from a word curenter, which is nature's law, and curenter, that is homeopathic law. She says, in this entire world, every person is different from another. When we take the history of patients, we find the symptoms of several patients are common, but individual symptoms are not the same, as two people are not alike. We might find it very amusing when the doctors ask her if we are sensitive to cold or not, if we want to sit outside or lie down in a dark room. We may find these questions, how does it deal with my problem? But as for Dr. Bhatia, she says, these are the few examples by which we come to know how a person is uniquely distinguished from another person. So it's not only the sweet pills are applicable, it is a science branch of medical system based on nature's law. Some of the work that we are going to see in the next few slides. The first starts with gastritis, a very common disease that affects many people, not only in eastern part of the world but western as well. She says, more than 2,000 of gastritis cases that I have attended in OPD during last couple of years, they all have responded to the treatment. Some responded very soon, just in few weeks. Some of them got response in few months, and the patients of chronic gastritis took a little longer. She says, avoid allergens to get rid of allergic rhinitis. As per Dr. Bhatia, she says, this allergy is nothing but a simple common cold, but it can really make people worse. Its phenomena presented in form of sneezing, watering from nose, blockage in nasal passage, irritation in the nose, eyes and throat. She says, we've been treating 4 to 5 such patients daily in the hospital in our practice for past many years, and we find homeopathic medicines respond well to the treatment. Some of the medicines, she said, she used was Sabadala, Allium Cepa, Agaricus, Hipersol, Fairphos, Aconite, to mention some. Some of her work has been treating gynecological problems. Leukorrhea, one of the problems that has affected many women badly. She says, cure rate is very good, telling the patient about personal hygiene plus medicines. These both combined work. I've treated more than 300 cases in the last couple of years. Some of her work has been in treating menopausal problems. Homeopathy has an elaborate way to deal with menopause crisis. She explains, more than 30% of the population is postmenopausal. How to overcome with this natural event? She says homeopathic has a big role to play. Some of her work has been related to vocal cord issues, problems, sufferings from vocal polyp, shunt surgery needed, advised. She says you must try homeopathy. A patient named X had developed vocal polyp early last year and was advised surgery by his ENT expert in Mumbai. She says he, however, tried homeopathy and responded to treatment. Subsequently, he got scanned and biopsy done for the same, which showed benign growth only. While he continued homeopathy and consultation with his surgeon, he found significant relief and his surgery was avoided. Dr. Bhatia says homeopathy plays a very vital role in depression and anxiety disorders. She says while the problem is seen more in the West, India is fast catching up and a large number of various such disorders can be seen outside government hospitals as well as the clinics of psychiatrists. She says for treatment, some of the medicines she gives are opium, coffea, acetic acid, or a med, but these are after carefully examining the patient and knowing individualized medicines for the patient. She says at least 100 of such cases were attended in hospital and private practice by Dr. Bhatia, and 80% of them responded well to a wide range of homeopathic medicines. Another work that she wants to share with us today is a troubled student's comeback tale. This is a typical disease which we may know as writer's cramp. She says there was a student who woke up early in the morning to follow his daily routine, and he knew it was hard to believe that his grip was not firm enough. She says she gave high dose causticum 10 and 50 and gels 30 and Kali P 6x. After again carefully examining the patient, she says it's almost over 3 months now and he is feeling much better. He can hold his pen, he can write well, and he shows a lot of strength and does not feel weakness in wrist. This is a classic case of writer's cramp where a student could really find himself or herself in pathetic stage if the exam is closed and is unable to give exams. Dr. Bhatia discusses one of her case studies, casework done on varicose vein. She says when a vein becomes dilated, elongated, and tortuous, it is said to be varicose. This causes immense pain and weakness in the legs. She says altogether 20 cases with 40 years above age were treated, While 5 patients stopped treatment, response was seen in remaining 15 after 2 weeks, and the problem regressed after 4 weeks. There was relief in pain and swelling. 90% of those got complete relief in 8 to 12 weeks. She says, homeopathic has a great role in fighting common ailments such as diarrhea, dehydration. As per Dr. Bhatia, these have an effective cure in homeopathy. She says 50% got relief within 24 hours, and the response can be quicker if we increase the duration of medicine. In remaining cases, relief is noticed in 3 to 5 days. Some of her work has been in hair loss area. This is something that can really make patients nervous. She says, at any point of time, about 10% of the hair on your scalp is in a resting phase. After 2 to 3 months, resting hair falls out and the new hair starts to grow. About 90% of the hair on your scalp is growing at any one time. She says, when asked what causes excessive hair loss, she says it could be a result of prolonged illness or a major surgery, or stress could be just temporary. It could be due to hormonal imbalance, a drug reaction, or just an infection like fungus, very common nowadays because of environmental degradation or improper upkeep of hairs. She says, out of 135 cases of different nature of hair fall, 75% have responded well to a combination of homeopathic drugs by Dr. Bhatia. This is a classic case of writer's cramp. Which was published in one of her journals, The Quest. The patient had problem in writing and was in treatment by a neurologist and was showing no response. Homeopathic drugs not only provided him relief but brought back his handwriting. He writes excerpts of 5-page letter that he writes in his own handwriting. If I convert this and translate it into in English, he says, I'm deeply grateful to Dr. Bhatia. She has given me a new life. Dr. Bhatia says homeopathy helps cure common ENT problems. She says the patients of tonsillitis, ear discharge, allergic cough, cold, recurrent cough and cold increases with time, and she has seen hundreds of several such cases in government homeopathic hospitals in Lakhimpur Kheri and at Lucknow. And as for Dr. Bhatia, homeopathic has vital role to resolve this. Dr. Bhatia, she decided to become a doctor when she was 5-year-old. How and why? She says she always liked white apron. The white coat has always fascinated me, and I have always asked myself if I could be one of them and wear this and heal patients. Heal souls, rather patients. She says, in my every birth, I would want to be a doctor. Something that very few of us know. She says, I not only prescribe medicines to my patients, but I always pray to God before giving prescription, that whatever medicines I am giving, this should relieve the patient. And the divine power has, in most cases, helped me, because my intentions are to cure a patient and not to mint money. Dr. Bhatia lives in Gomti Nagar, Lucknow, with her parents and two beautiful grown-up kids, Tathagat and Anushri. Dr. Bhatia can be reached via phone at 94-151-68006 with a country code which is 91 for India. She can also be reached via email at sangitabhatia5@gmail.com. Her patients contact her from many geographic locations besides India and thank her deeply for curing the ailments. Thank you for watching this presentation and knowing Dr. Bhatia.